Welcome to our first English edition of the Kontratalk with a special from the Regensburg Short Film Week. And I'm very happy to be able to speak with filmmaker Rishabh Jain about his film Ali Ali, especially as he made it all the way across from India to Germany, across and around the ongoing war in Iran and the Gulf states. So how tough was it to get here?
It was a little tough, very honestly. The trip was supposed to be 12 to 14 hours from India, but it took me around 50 hours to reach over here.
Yeah.
My flight from Bombay got delayed, so I was in Muscat, and I was staying in Muscat for the night. Then they were giving me a flight back to Munich, which doesn't make sense because they were giving me a layover of an hour, which doesn't make sense. So I eventually came to Frankfurt. And then from Frankfurt, the next day, I took a train and I finally reached Regensburg. It took me around 50 years, but yeah, in the middle of all of this, I met really good people. So that's fun part.
That's wonderful. I hope you enjoyed the festival so far. Yes, your film Ali Ali is about a group of children and let's say a cricket match gone awry. How close is what we see in the movie related maybe to your own lived experience, and what do you think is like the cultural significance of cricket?
The film is very close to me. It gets inspired from my own childhood memory. As a kid in India, cricket is a religion, very honestly. Everyone plays cricket. Everyone knows about cricket. You only need a bat and a ball to play cricket in India. You can play it in your living room, in your bathroom, anywhere. And when you are a kid, you just need a bat and a ball, as I said.
Yeah.
But as a young kid, as you know about my film, as you've seen my film, as a young kid, we used to play cricket, and there was some unsaid rule that goes along with cricket. Whoever owns the bat, whoever has the bat, gets to bat first. And that's the kid generally are the one who are more privileged, let's say. So I didn't have that much of a privilege or power at that moment. Those words are very intellect to be understand by that little kid. So I went to home. I went to my father's hometown. I got his bat. I came back with the bat. I was given the batting. I was the first one to bat, and I got the chances. And then after that, unfortunately, the same day my bat got stolen. And the next day, I was again the same person who was bowling and fielding and again doing the same thing. So I don't understand what happened, but there's something that happened. I can feel it. When I became director, I wanted to explore that feeling of what is happening with the kid who have the bat and with the kids who doesn't have the bat. So it's a slice of life which I wanted to explore.
I find it fascinating that you say that it's almost like a religion, because like, of course, cricket was like invented by the British, and then like the film and your like takes place like in northern India in a small town where you also grew up around.
Yeah.
And I know that like northern India like fought the hardest against British occupation. So then I find it, because that was interesting to me, that it was still like so cherished, the sport. But your film, so let's get into it, Ali Ali, it basically uses this game of cricket as an allegory for class, for power dynamics, and the effect on social behavior, for example, greed or solidarity. So how did this come to you? Like you say, you experienced like the power when you yourself as a child had that. What made you then pick this as a film issue, like as a topic?
I wanted to explore that simple feeling among kids. The notion, I would say, when you are a kid, these words are, as I said earlier, these words are so intellectually heavy for a kid to understand. What does power means? What does access means? What does privilege means? But through a simple game of cricket, when they are a little kid, they try to get a feeling, or they try to get an understanding of how class works, of how hierarchy works, of how power dynamics work, of how if there is a power concentration at a particular point, how can you fight against that power dynamics? That's how the other set of kids created their own bat to to degrade the power of Ali's bat.
So you say that you yourself experience like the one who holds the bat has the power, or the limelight is like on him or her. And in here, like also the bat is a metaphor for that. And you can see this with the class issue, that Ali, the central character, has a bat of his own, like a proper bat. And other poorer kids have a self-constructed, built bat made out of planks or pieces of wood. And then in the film, or at the first half of the film, let's say, it's a normal, conventional, fictitious film where you see Ali playing and he destroys one of the bats that was self-constructed, and the other kids ask him whether they can use his proper bat. But he refuses and goes away, but they don't run after him because they already start fixing their own bat. And when he comes, and this is where the film shifts, like he wants to join them. But then the film breaks open and becomes, so it's labeled as a hybrid short, so to speak. So it plays then, and it becomes basically a documentary of some sort, because the filmmaker has to interrupt and say, well, this is not written in the script. You were supposed to give your own bat, which then becomes a whole issue because the young actor does not understand the concept of, why should I give my own bat? Because I wouldn't have anything of my own anymore.
Yeah.
And then let's say there are more plights coming, rainfall, the sun is going down, and the young kid just refuses basically until the end to give his bat and storms away and locks himself in his nice home. So is this truly what happened on set, or is it a mockumentary of some sorts in the end, where you used the documentary style to underline this moral dilemma, ethics of sharing versus greed?
That's a long question. I will you completely explain us or the viewer what the film is about. That is totally correct. I would not like to give you a concrete answer for it, because I feel if I give you that answer, then it will dilute the impact it can have. But I will give you a brief idea what is going on in my head and what I had an approach towards it.
I like it.
I know.
No, because also like David Lynch, for example, always refused to answer questions like these. And sometimes the enigma is better.
Yes. So I would say, as I told you, as a filmmaker, what happened to me and what led me to make that film. I wanted to explore that slice of life area. So if you will consider this part of the film, which is the second part, when the rain happens, when the film crew starts appearing in front of the camera, the rain happens and everything happens. If you see this film as a documentary, like there was this guy, Ali, and there was his bat, and there is this guy, Ali, who exists in a town somewhere deep in Rajasthan, then certainly the film is about the kid. If it's a documentary, it's about kid. It's exploring the area of kids sharing, kids greed, kids feeling about the power dynamics, coming and sharing. The film really becomes about kids. It is not about the filmmakers, I would say.
I like the ambivalence of it, because like also joining the other kids in solidarity to help fix the bat is a good thing to do, as well as sharing your own proper bat.
Correct.
And then also you could say that Ali is not wrong, because he doesn't understand yet. So there is still like his questions
because he's a
about
kid
it.
at the end of the day. He is a kid, and I think you, me, or anyone in this world have some things in their own life that they don't want to share. They just want to keep it with themselves. They don't want to share. And it's totally okay. No one is forcing you to give your loved belongings to anyone. So that's one thing. If you'll see this film as a documentary, then this film is about what you told earlier. It's about kids sharing, understanding power dynamics, understanding the greed, understanding the things about not sharing things with anyone, even if it's a film crew, whatever it is. But if you think this film as a narrative, as a pure fiction, like everything is constructed, right after the film breaks, everything is constructed. Rain is constructed. Even the way I might have shot it, like in a very the very well crafted way with the help of my cinematographer Shine. If it's very much constructed to give you that idea of that it's a documentary, but if everything is constructed and if it becomes a piece of narrative, then the film is about the filmmakers. Then it is a comment on film crews, like how we as a filmmaker try to achieve something that we want in our life,
and
how
the inability to control
the reality at the end of the day.
Were you playing around with different versions of the ending, or did you did you find it in the editing itself, or?
I had the ending in my head. I certainly had the ending that this kid shouldn't give the bat.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened to the filmmaker when he was young. There is a scene in the film where there's two assistant directors are having a conversation and they say a very simple dialogue. As a filmmaker, you will understand. The assistant director asks the other assistant director, why is he making Ali give his original bat? We can buy a dummy bat and give it to him and he can give the bat and let's finish the film off. Why he's just trying to capture the truth or being so honest with his art form? It doesn't need to. Let's just finish the film and move on. So the ending was clearly the way it turned out to be, but I had a couple of options in it. But because of the rains, it became more real. It became more believable. It turned out to be in our own ground. I had an alternate ending with me. Definitely, I won't lie, but I didn't use it.
I think it's a beautiful film, and I think also that like the shift in tone and the genre works effortlessly. So, are you currently working on a new project, and what other maybe like themes or issues are you maybe trying to explore in the next one?
I personally like the area between fiction and documentary. I like to explore the space between that. So my next film is also lying in between that area. It's a story about a small kid, a grandfather who lives in mountains. And the kid stumble upon a photo of a particular place and he wants to go to that place. And how he attempts or he convinces his grandfather. Grandfather has its own set of problems that he deals with him. So yeah, I am working on a project on a similar line, and it still explores a similar space because I like exploring this area between reality and imagination because I think that's very pure.
Okay, so also like detecting themes also within genre and maybe in the area between genres.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I personally love that space.
Our viewers also really like to know, like with the short films that we are and the filmmakers that we interview here, where can they see them next? Like, okay, currently, of course, your film is shown here at Regensburg, but are there other festivals, for example, where it will be shown? Any?
Right now, I can't reveal the name, but there are a couple of shortlists. They have told me that not to reveal the name of the festival, so I can't reveal it. But it had a good run in India. It was there in Brazil. Now it's here in European market. There are a couple of spaces where it's shortlisted, but there is no confirmation yet from them. But once I'll get a confirmation, I will post it.
And they can follow you on?
Yes, they can certainly follow me, and I'll be posting about where you can see the film again.
Yeah, we can link your details down below, your website.
Definitely, please do.
Wonderful. Then thank you for the interview.
Thank you. It was a lovely interview.